Welcome to week number 2. Week number 2 evolves around 3 basic things. The first basic thing is guarding the same principles we had for the first week. So, water, food, and sleep. Try to keep this going in a steady direction. Try to do the things that you did in the first week. A little bit better if you didn't quit alcohol yet, or you still eat fast food. So week number 2 is all about letting that other stuff go. So starting week number 3, you should eat clean, drink clean, and be on the cleanest diet possible. Because starting with week number 3, you will also be, if you are not already, training 5 to 6 times a week, preparing for your fight, for your competition, and so on and so forth. The second aspect of week number 2, which should be maintained throughout these 8 weeks and beyond, is composed of 2 things. Number 1, recovery. Number 2 is losing water weight. For the recovery part, I strongly suggest you start doing cold baths or cold showers. I will not go into the details of the benefits of doing cold baths and cold showers. You are free to look this up on your favorite website, YouTube, or whatever you want. And I will not go into details. Know that it's just for someone that is training at least 3 to 5 times a week. It is very, very beneficial to take a cold bath or a cold shower in the days your body is less stressed. I do it on Monday. Why? Because Sunday is a big day where I run, and Monday is I have only one training session, and it's the beginning of the week. In theory, I'm the most charged, the most rested. So I usually do my cold baths Monday night. The basic principle behind losing weight is that at some point you will reach a body fat index that will be on the very, very low limit of your physical endurance. So at some point you will not be able to lose any more weight in a manner that is healthy. So the rest of the weight will have to come off in some other way. That is why you started week number 1. I started week number 1 with more water than I would normally need, because starting from week number 2, we will train our body to lose water weight. So let's say at the end of 7 out of 8 weeks, you will be 3 kilograms off your weight limit. Those 3 kilograms will have to be lost with losing water weight. Now, what specifically is water weight? What does that mean? That doesn't mean you store a bunch of water in your, let's say, leg, and then when it's time to sweat, you just sweat the water in your leg out and you're fine. No. During fight camp or during your fight preparation, when you build muscle, when you eat correctly, when you train correctly, when you recover correctly, your physique will start to bulk up in protein, so muscles, and in water. Let's just put it like that. So you will have a lot of muscle and a lot of water stored in your skin. For example, your skin will be very hydrated. You will have a good functioning body. Now, the purpose of weight cutting is to temporarily suck out all the water from your skin and your muscles. So you're basically going to, for let's say about 8 to 12 hours, cheat the scale into believing that you've lost the last 3 kilograms naturally. What you are basically doing is dehydrating yourself. So we're not going to go into this into detail today. Just know that you have to get your body prepared to lose water weight. So I again do this once a week. Let's say you do your cold baths, cold showers on Monday. I do my hot baths on Wednesday. So Wednesday I make sure when I get home at night, because it's the only time I have time, I make sure I'm very, very hydrated. I get in the hot tub. How hot? As hot as you can stand it, and maybe a little hotter. I make sure I'm hydrated. I get in the water. The time you should stay in a hot tub depends on where you're starting. Eventually, I or you should get to at least 45 to 1 hour. So you make sure that you lose all the water weight you can in that 45 to 1 hour time limit. Some bit of advice. First of all, you should not, I repeat, you should not do this if you are not preparing for something that requires you to lose this amount of weight. You should not do this if, for example, you just want to lose 3 kilograms in 2 weeks. You should not do this if you're preparing for a wedding and you can't work out because excuses, okay? So don't do this unless you are really in need to, and you are really experienced and you know what you're doing. Second of all, be sure at first to start at something that isn't so unbearable. So don't start at boiling water, and don't start with just sitting 1 hour in the bathtub completely submerged. You won't be able to resist, okay? I know it from experience. So you should probably start like with something just a little bit above what you are normally used to. Start with half an hour. Make sure you have a little bit of water on the side so you can hydrate yourself if you feel like you're not feeling good, and just build up to something that really makes the water weight go. Another bit of advice is that, let me give you an example of what I do. I usually get in, have my legs submerged, then I go upper body, then I go out completely, then I go back in, I do the same thing again, then I get out, get in, now I do full body. So I have a system that permits me to get used to the water if I haven't been doing this for like 2 or 3 months, and gets me to lose this water weight again. Now this is not all that bad. A cold bath and a hot bath is not all that bad. Why? Because a hot bath, at least since we're still on the subject of hot baths, is what I consider them a poor man's sauna. I won't go into the details of how this can affect your recovery and so on and so forth. I'll just give you a stat that is out recently. That was out recently. Doing the sauna 3 to 4 times a week for 15 minutes reduces mortality rates for about 30 to 40% across everything. So we're talking heart disease, cancer, everything, autoimmune disease, everything on the spectrum of diseases. A hot bath or a sauna done regularly will help you with your immune system, with your let me give you an example. I haven't had a cold for more than 1 year, like a serious, at least 2-day cold. I haven't had that in about, I don't know, if I'm specific, probably a year and a half. So these things, along with hard training, a good eating regimen, everything comes into place. And doing hot baths, doing hot showers, cold baths will help you not only lose weight, not only keep off the weight, losing and keeping it off, but it will also help you to recover. It will help you have a longer, healthier life. Getting back to the main subject, the last thing I want to talk about is the 2 or 3 week body shock. Your body, when you start weight cutting, it will be basically telling itself this. First week, oh cool, we're getting more water, we're starting to eat healthier, I can dig this, here's a couple of kilograms. So you will lose the first week between 0.5 and 1.5 or more if you really got off the rails. Somewhere between week 2 and week 3, rarely in week 4, your body will go into shock. So your body will say like, oh, what is this guy doing? he's cutting out all the things that I'm used to. I better start going into rationing mode. So your body will stop losing weight. Your body will try to store as much weight, store as much food as it possibly can. What to do in this case? No, what are the symptoms? The symptoms are you will see them on a scale. If you lose 1 kilogram in week 1, 900 grams in week 2, you will probably see week 3 at about 100 grams, or you might even gain or don't lose anything in week number 3 or week number 4. Do not panic, okay? It's very, very normal. What you have to do is you have to keep on, don't be discouraged, keep on going with the diet you set out starting week 1. Continue with the hot baths that we just talked about, continue with the cold baths that we just talked about, and it will all regulate itself out, because the body eventually will realize, we're just doing this now, we're losing weight, so let's start losing weight. I know it sounds stupid, but it's what actually happens. So you lose weight, guaranteed you should lose weight week 1. There are chances that you don't lose weight week 2, but you should lose some weight if you're diligent. Week 3 is where the pendulum will probably swing back in your face and you won't lose anything, or you will lose very, very less. But starting from week 4, 5, and so on and so forth, your weight should go down in a more, let's say, predictable and stable way. So don't worry about it. If your body goes into shock, it's a shock that it's normal for something that is been trained to evolve thousands and tens of thousands of years before you were born. So just chillax, okay? As you are starting your week number 2, I am finishing my week number 2. How did it go? Well, on the scale I lost about, let's say 800 grams to 1 kilogram. My scale is actually driving me nuts. I can't wait to change it. I was having a good vibe, a good energy. I was in a good place, but somewhere around Wednesday, Thursday, I got sort of off the rails. I managed to pull it back, and here, and the result is as I just told you. So just remember, try to keep as straight as possible with your diet, with your water, with your sleep. Everything else we will be adding as the weeks progress. Keep on training, train hard, keep your head in the game, and we will get there when we will get there, okay? Allez, ciao!